What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on. I recently I was looking at another podcaster. I'm going through his timeline, and I saw that it was. He said, what was the guy name? Too Raw for TV, right? And he had this picture up, this post about Patrick Ewing. And it's, Patrick Ewing recently had his 63rd birthday, man. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I remember when Patrick Ewing was a freshman at Georgetown University. Man, I mean, those man, the Big East, when Patrick Ewing was at Georgetown, those, in my opinion, those that like in the 80s was the best years for basketball, college and professional, right? And Patrick Ewing, man, that was my guy at Georgetown. Patrick Ewing was that dude. Um, I'm trying to think. I think he came out of New York somewhere. He came out of New York, but when he got to Georgetown, Patrick Ewing was that dude for real. Some big games. I remember big games. The biggest game to me that everybody wanted to see is Patrick Ewing and the Georgetown Hoyas playing against the Virginia Cavaliers. That was one big game. They had a lot of big games, right? But they played the Virginia Cavaliers. Ralph Sampson. You got Patrick Ewing, who was 7 feet tall. Ralph Sampson was like 7'4". Man, that was a good game. Patrick Ewing, one play, Patrick Ewing came, man, and he dunked on Ralph Sampson so hard. He just went straight up and just, oh man, just threw it down so hard. But let me see Patrick Ewing, like, all right, so let me see. All right, so 1984, the Georgetown Hoyas won the NCAA championship with Patrick Ewing. Let me see. NCAA Final Four. He won the most 1984 NCAA Final Four. He won the most outstanding player award in 1984. National Collegiate Player of the Year in 85. When did Pat go to the league then? Let me see. All right, so from 83 to 85, he had three-time consensus first team All-American. Two-time Patrick Ewing was two-time Big East Player of the Year, 84, 85. Uh, Four-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Man, Pat protected that rim too. I mean, I remember Patrick Ewing one time. I think they playing against Louisville, and like Louisville, this might have been in a tournament or something like that. Their the first eight shots that they took, Patrick Ewing just blocked them. Now, a couple of them did get called for goaltending, right? But John Thompson, like his strategy was to intimidate them and make them, let them know that Pat was going to be down there and he was going to protect that rim. And that right there just set the tone for the whole game when he did that, right? Let me see. Second team All Big East in 1982. In 81, Patrick Ewing was National High School Player of the Year. Also in 81, he McDonald's All-American in 1981. Two-time, let me see, two-time first team All-Parade in 80 and 81. Man, Pat was that dude. Pat was that dude. Let me see, what year did Pat? Let me see. Now, and his history with the Knicks. When did he get drafted by the Knicks? I'm thinking in '86. Yeah, '86. All right, so now Patrick was a 11-time NBA All Star. Patrick Ewing, all time first team in 1990, six-time NBA second team, and that was 80, that was 90, yeah, 88, 89, 90 through 93, and then again in 97. Let me see. Three-time NBA all defensive team, 88, 89, and 92. 1986, Pat was the rookie of the year. Man, Patrick Ewing, next to Hakeem Olajuwon, like in that era, man, Patrick Ewing was that dude. And I'm not even like Shaquille O'Neal. I consider like Shaquille O'Neal like to be like a little bit after Patrick Ewing. So like you got Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Rick Schmitz, all those guys. I think to me those are a different era from like Patrick. Like when Shaquille O'Neal came in, because Shaquille was he was just a different kind of dude, and he came after them. And once Shaquille got he got his feet wet, he took off, right? But man, just to think about what Patrick Ewing did like at Georgetown. I remember also too, Patrick Ewing had he was the first player to wear his t-shirt under his jersey. Georgetown started that trend. Patrick Ewing started, I think Patrick Ewing had he had a cold or something, and then so they told him to wear a t-shirt under there, and then so the whole Georgetown team, John Thompson said, like, if one do it, everybody got to do it. So the whole Georgetown team wore their t-shirts under their jersey, man. And then so then you would see people walking around the street with t-shirts under their jerseys and stuff like that. It was cool. But that Georgetown team, when Patrick Ewing, when they won that national tournament, right? NC, what was that? They was the national champions in 1984. Patrick Ewing, David Wingate, Reggie Williams, Michael Graham. Who else was on that team, man? Oh, they had a stack. That was a tough team. What was the dude? He was a boxer too. He was a boxer. McDonald, something McDonald. He was like a Golden Glove boxer. He was really good. Like that Georgetown team in the 1984 that won the championship though, and they beat the Houston Cougars. They beat Hakeem Olajuwon. Um, it was Hakeem Olajuwon, Larry Mishaw, Clyde Drexler, and I forgot the guard they had, but they was a stacked team too. They had that Houston. What are the Houston Cougars? I think they were the Houston Cougars, but that Houston team had, in my opinion, they had four guys. I don't know if all of them made it, but they had four. That team was loaded. They had four guys that could play at the next level. I think Larry Mishaw, he went, I think he played briefly in the NBA. Hakeem Olajuwon played. Clyde Drexler played. And then there was another guy on that team. I forgot his name, but they had four guys that wound up going to the NBA. Then Georgetown, Patrick wound up going. David Wingate went. Um, Reggie Williams went. I'm trying to think. I don't know if Michael Graham went. I don't know if Michael Graham, but Michael Graham, the bald head dude, he might have had a cup of coffee in the league, man. Played for somebody for a second, man. But both of those teams was loaded. They was loaded, and that 1984 championship was a great game. Now they went on to I think the next year they lost to, or the year before that, I think they lost to Villanova. Um, then I think before that in '82, I think they had Eric Sleepy Floyd and all those guys. They lost to Michael Jordan and all. Now I said, like I said that like Patrick Ewing put Georgetown on the map. I don't think, like I gotta give Eric Sleepy Floyd and them some credit. I think, Pat took it to another level. I wouldn't say that like he put them on the map, but because Eric Sleepy Floyd and those guys who made it all the way to and lost to North Carolina, like I said, I think that was like in '82 when they lost to North Carolina. That was a good team there too, right? But man, Pat, when Pat did his thing, man, Pat just took it to the next level. Those were some good games. I love seeing Pat. Like I said, Pat went up against Hakeem Olajuwon in college. He went up against Big Ralph Sampson, and then playing in that Big East, man. That Big East was a no joke. You had dudes like Chris Mullins in the Big East. Um, what was the dude that played on Chris Mullins' team? Walter Berry. Man, that Big East, it was that Big East was mean. It was mean. All those teams in that Big East was, yeah, Pinckney. I forgot what did Pinckney play for Villanova? I think he played for Villanova. But the 80s, college basketball, the Big East, the ACC, man, kids today, the people that watching basketball today, man, they don't even know what they was missing, man. That 80s was no joke. So yeah, I might have to change my title. Pat ain't put him on he was a Hoya level, a Hoya legend, but he ain't put him on the map. But he just took it to a whole nother level, though, man. And so, that's my take on Patrick Ewing, man. Happy birthday, Patrick Ewing. Happy belated birthday, rather. Man, let me know what y'all think about Patrick Ewing. His not only his college career, but his pro career, man. I just thought Patrick Ewing just was a class act throughout, the whole thing, man. I really although I was a Bulls fan and I used to enjoy watching Pat, and Mike go at it. Pat never really he never beat Mike, not at the collegiate level, you know, uh, or at the professional level, not to win a championship. He never beat him in the championship games. But yeah, Pat, man, Pat was a bad man for real. But, yeah, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. And with that being said, man, also leave a comment, man. Let me know what you think about Patrick Ewing and his not only his college career, but his professional career. And I'll check y'all out in the next video. Peace.